for longer than most people would have initially predicted, and his tenure has produced its own share of legendary moments, its own set of episodes that people remember and reference and talk about years after they aired. And then there are the models, who have been an essential part of the show's visual identity from the very beginning. The Price is Right beauties, as they were historically called, the models who reveal the prizes, who demonstrate the merchandise, who make the showcase presentations come alive. These women have been a consistent part of the show's presentation since 1972. The most famous of them, without any close second, is Janice Pennington and Diane Parkinson and Holly Hallstrom from the classic era, and in the more modern era, the most recognized name is Manuela Arbeláez, who became briefly internet famous in 2015 when she accidentally gave away a car by revealing it before the contestant had won. The moment went viral. The show was gracious about it. The car was given to the contestant anyway. And Manuela Arbeláez, who had been a fixture on the show for years, became in that moment a globally recognized figure. That is the kind of thing that can only happen on live television, and it is the kind of thing that The Price is Right seems to attract with unusual frequency. The show has had both male and female models over the years, a shift that happened during the Drew Carey era when the show began expanding its approach and bringing in male models as well. This was part of a broader modernization of the show's presentation that included updated set design, updated graphics, and a general refreshing of the visual language while keeping the core format intact. It is a balance that any long-running show has to strike, and The Price is Right has generally struck it well. You update the things that need updating. You preserve the things that are essential. You never mess with the Plinko board. Now we come to the how, and the how is where this show really lives, where all the details that fans argue about and obsess over and know by heart actually reside. How does The Price is Right actually work from the moment a contestant is called down to the moment they either walk away with prizes or walk away empty-handed? How are the games played? How does the wheel work? How does the showcase Showdown function? How are contestants selected? How are prizes valued? How does any of this actually happen? These are the questions that have been asked millions of times, and they deserve real, detailed, genuinely satisfying answers. Let us start with contestant selection, because this is where the show begins for any given contestant. You cannot play if you are not called, and you cannot be called if you are not in the audience. So the first step is getting a ticket to a taping,